gents? Welcome to TSG Uncut. I'm your host, Sean C. Today, I have the esteemed pleasure of being joined by my big brother right here. I'm going to bring him up to the stage. What up, big bro? What's going on?
Man, it's a pleasure. It's a long time coming.
Yeah, I know, man. So you, I've already talked to you about coming up on the channel many times before, and you actually said to me this time that you want to be on this thing.
Yeah, it's time. You know, it's a lot of stuff going on that you bring up, and I watch your stuff. Obviously, support my loved one. And,
yeah.
You know,
yeah,
but
man, go ahead.
No, you know, you've been telling me, hey, you know, you need to come on out, and other people, and I think now's the time.
Right on. Well, today we are going to, you're actually going to help me in real time go through today's subject. And today's topic is, are modern women now the narcissists that they claim to hate? Now, I haven't shown you or talked to you about the videos that we're going to watch today, but you're actually going to help me go through this in real time. And just in case you guys don't know, at the end of us going through the videos, I'm going to ask Big Fam some questions and about myself, about us in the past, right? About, you know, 20 plus year relationship as my big bro. And he's going to get into the real and tell y'all the real about exactly who I am. And trust me, he ain't going to skimp on it either. I got some questions. That might even be self-deprecating to myself. But I want to put that out because I want my subscribers to understand that where I come from is a place of realness. And
Facts.
Let's see who up in here. Shout out to Erin. My sister there. Hey, bro, miss you too. I love you, Erin. How you doing, baby? Good to see you up on here today. Appreciate you. All right. Well, we're gonna get started. Let's jump up into this thing. So I'm gonna let this run, and we'll talk about it on the other side.
How come you took offense when I called you a 7?
Because I'm not a fucking 7. Do I look like a 7?
You need to fucking relax.
But why would you care what someone thinks?
I know my worth, and I'm not a 7.
But why would you care what someone thinks?
Huh?
Why should you care what someone thinks?
Because I'm not a 7. Honestly, I really.
Then if you're not a 7, you're not a 7. You shouldn't care what a guy thinks.
Let me bring us back up there. Look at your face, man. What'd you think about that one?
You want the surface or the deep? I mean, the surface is, she basic, like 1 + 1. You know, on the deep, she got ego issues because she got self-esteem issues. So she's trying to fool herself into thinking that she's more than what she is. But she already got a pooch. She looked like she a young girl too. You know?
Yeah. You know, like, so I use this as the opening clip because the one thing is the guy made a good point. If you're not something, then why make a big deal about it? Can't nobody tell me what I'm not if I know that's what I am. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but me and you have had conversations many a time. You know, this is a thing that especially us in the streets know about. The dude running around with the baseball glove on, talking about, man, you better watch out for this hand. That's the hand you ain't got to watch out for. But the real killers, they ain't running around talking about, man, I'm a killer. Everybody knows who they are. Just like a lion don't have to roar. Everybody know the lion when they smell him. You look at the wildlife joints and you see a monkey and they say, man, I smell a lion coming. Lion trying to creep up on him. He talking about, man, I'm a lion. So anytime with people, they talking about, man, I'm this and I'm that, they're the opposite. And they know it.
Yeah. And that's the best way to put it. If you know you are something, there ain't no reason that you got to have somebody validate that. But that's one of the things that we're seeing there, Big Fam, is that we're seeing a bunch of women who have this fixation with all calling themselves 10s. They don't even realize if every woman is a 10, then they're all average.
Right.
Anyway, we're going to move on to the next video clip. Let me set that one up. That was just to get you warmed up. That was a little warm up right there. All right. Now, one of the issues that we're starting to see with dating relationships is that you have a bunch of women who have these high expectations of going out on what should be a simple date in order to learn each other, feel each other out, see what's popping. Now women are like, yo, my time is worth all this money. So in the next clip, we're about to see that in practice, or at least in mindset.
What's the most a man should spend on a first date?
I feel like if I'm gonna get ready and I'm gonna use all my products to come out with you, I need like a minimum of $200, a minimum, and that's like being nice.
And what does the man get in return for that?
My presence?
What, aren't you having his presence within you already?
I hear you, but no. No. I mean, like, I'm
How
here
is
to
it
get
different?
to know you. I'm here to get to know you. You invited me out.
But he has to drop $200
Yeah. Because
minimum.
yeah. Because you
Just
invited
because
me out.
you have to do your makeup.
Because I have to. Okay, so we're gonna do the math. My moisturizer is $400. My eye cream is $300. My serum is like another $300. My makeup, not included. So if I have to spend, that's my money. I'm spending my money on these products. I'm gonna use these products.
What are you using them for, though?
For myself.
Okay.
But I'm gonna use these products and I'm gonna show up because it's not like I'm gonna show up in sweats.
The man doesn't owe you anything if you're just getting to know each other.
If you're inviting me out, you owe me a date.
Man. So like I told you, man, these expectations are insane. Like you was going to buy those products regardless, right? So what is a man going on a date with a woman? Not to say that she shouldn't look nice, but you would expect a man to look nice or to at least show up looking half somewhat decent. What is her products that I had no decision in buying have to do with how much I have to provide? What do you think about that last video clip?
That girl needed a mental health therapist. I mean, first off, obviously, if she got to feel like she got to spend $1,000 on her face, it's kind of like this one comedian, I ain't seen him in a while, where she wake up in the morning and she go to use the iPhone, the face recognition and the phone don't recognize who she is, so she can't get their phone. So that's the problem. $200 is what it is. Unfortunately, inflation is high now. That's not a lot. But at the same time, it's like your presence, again, like some people say, you a basic ass bitch. Like basic. like the preschool blocks, like they had the red A and the yellow B. You that. Your presence, you born.
Oh man.
Like you. If you don't like you, why would I like you?
Right. Listen, I don't have a problem with women putting on makeup to come out and stuff, but you ain't doing that for me.
No, that's a fact.
You ain't doing it for me. You know what I mean? So if you got the same makeup products you used to go see the last dude you saw.
Even to go to work. Like
right. Right.
The whole program, whatever, man. That's
Makeup is to make them feel better.
Yeah, no, that's a fact.
Because I'm gonna tell you my philosophy, and it's been my philosophy for a long time. If a woman has to use excessive makeup to make herself look good, I assume she's a man.
Not only that, man. But on the real, they kind of look like the old disfigured corpses. Like they've been in their face got messed up. And the mortician had to use like wax and makeup to make them. And you know, hey man, I want to open caskets. Like, you sure about that? You know, that's what it looked like when they got too much makeup on. It's like, yo, I mean, that don't look good. It just, and then they got that line at the neck. So like this be color than that.
The shit ain't even the same color.
Yeah, man. It's like, come on, man, that's, you know.
Let me catch a couple of these comments real quick. Shout out to King. He says, gentlemen, King, big fan. King always leaves some very thoughtful comments down in my videos. Been supporting the channel for a long time. I appreciate him. And then you got Ennis. Shout out to Ennis.
Right.
And then King said they really think putting on all that stage makeup is a flex, and it ain't.
Right. Negative.
Preston, shout out to Preston. He said, yo, Sean C, TSG, Uncut City, Green Money, homies. Now you go along that Preston like to drop the rhymes there in our comments. And appreciates. As you say, I appreciate them.
Right. Appreciate it.
Yeah, appreciate it. Yeah. Erin said, it's this entitled generation. Shake my head. No one asked you to spend that much money to try and impress them. Yeah, Erin, you are absolutely correct. And, you know, we all old school with it. You know what I mean? So seeing it now, the entitlement pretty much leaps off the screen. I'm talking about if there was a red flag, I mean, this thing would have its own country. You know what I mean? Person says, I missed most of the conversation, damn it. Bro, we just got started. We just getting started today. Shout out Cage versus Cage. If you guys haven't checked out this channel, they awesome over there at Cage versus Cage. Going ahead, playing old school video games, competing with each other. It's funny as hell. Love these dudes, man. He said, yo, what's up, TSG? It's been a long time. Glad to see everything is going great with the channel. And it's crazy how these shits can be so delusional. Shake my damn head. You absolutely right, fam. Yeah, the channel's doing well, man. We've grown to over 15,000 subscribers, and we are still looking to grow in the new year. And I can only do that if you guys go ahead and subscribe. If you're not subscribed, hit that like button if you haven't already done it. And I promise you, there's going to be a lot more coming in the future. I got a lot more plans for this channel, and we're going to grow this thing. Press says, if a woman uses too much makeup, it's a sign of worthless insecurities. Yeah, that's what Big Fam just said. Yeah. King says, I had this conversation earlier. These women wake up and get made up to give the streets the best of them. Then come home, take off the makeup, and be the worst for their man. Damn, King. What do you think about that comment? I think he's going to like that one, bro.
Well, I mean, if she give her streets the best, that's where she belongs. Like the kid said, she belonged to the streets. Them streets. Not streets. Streets. Yeah, you know, have to come home, do like ice cream Jones, ice shoes Jones. That's your bag right there. Don't hold that. Yeah. Now them hush joints, the hush puppy joints. Yeah, that's what you mob did. Mob on out with them. Yeah, you talking about, oh baby, you give me the worst. No, she can't give you the worst if she don't live there. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh. Preston says, is this happening now? You talking to each other? Yeah, this is real time, man. This is real time. And it says, brother, I know this may be a little off topic, but can you answer this? I appreciate it. If you had to choose, which would you prefer to be? A stepdad or a godfather? And what's the difference between the two? Go ahead, fam. I'll let you answer that one first.
That's heavy. Obviously, a stepfather, you live there with the child. And if you're talking about a son in particular, then you are the primary man influence on teaching that young man, or taking that child to be a young man, and then that young man into a grown man. And that's a heavy, heavy responsibility. Because you have to deal with any exes, Tyrones, and etc. that's around, and convince the woman the mom to allow you to drive the ship, because your ways may not be on the same path as hers. As a godfather, it's fun. You just come around, you give little advice and things of that nature, and then if the kid need money or whatever, or if you teach the kid things about sports, school, whatever, that's that, and then you go home. So in terms of fun, in my opinion, Godfather is more fun. I think that being a stepfather, that has a lot of responsibilities.
Absolutely. I have to agree with you on that. I would say that I had a stepfather. I'm technically still a stepfather, and it is a heavy responsibility.
Yeah.
I will say that I wouldn't change being a stepfather for the world, because the relationship that I have with my stepson, who recently just had his birthday, couldn't be more proud of that young man.
Yeah.
And the fact that he continues, now we're getting closer in age, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Because he's older. You know what I mean? But for him to still recognize what I provided for him when he was a young boy, and now he's a man with his own son, and he still, says to me, "You were tough, but man, the impact that you made on my life is immeasurable."
Yeah. No, I had that conversation. It was very important to me with I call him my pops. He had a tough road. He had a lot of stuff that he had to go into, and I thank that man for staying in there and having him in my life. I told him straight up. I said, "Man, if you wasn't around, I'd probably been dead in prison," because that's what most of everybody that I know, that's what happened to them.
Yeah.
And nobody could tell me, like even the old tough people, everybody from Louisiana, whatever, they're all old tough people. I wasn't afraid of them.
Yeah.
I wasn't afraid of them. So I did what I felt like I wanted to do for the most part. So I needed someone to make what I wanted to do be the right thing.
Yeah, that make a lot of sense, man. A lot of sense. All right, y'all. I'm gonna catch a couple more comments, but we got to keep this thing moving. There's a huge show today, and I want to make sure we be able to, not be here all night. I want to keep Big Fam up all night on this. Where we at? The one thing I will say there, and it's the difference, because you asked about the Godfather is you are like an uncle.
Yep.
You're a presence in those kids' life,
but cool.
You're just cool with it. It's like, oh man, uncle around, or that's what the Godfather is. Now, God forbid something happens to those parents.
Then you got a different role.
As the Godfather, that's when your role changes. Now, you saying as the Godfather that I'm going to come in there and I'm going to make sure that these kids are taken care of, that I'm going to, if you should pass, God forbid, it's on me.
Right.
That's a solemn pledge you make as a Godfather. And as a stepdad, I mean, you're pretty much de facto dad with navigating the fact that they're not your biological kids. That's the difference. You're there.
You are the father.
You are the father.
I mean, like old girl say, folks, you are the father. That's you.
You know what? Shout out to you, Erin. I was going to say this earlier. We have a long show tonight. So if you guys want to get your comments read, I'm going to do a few more. But after that, if you want to get your comments read, send me a super chat. I'll read your comments. But we got to keep this thing moving because we have a lot to get to.
Oh, good.
He said, appreciate you big time, man. Erin, I appreciate you, man. Thank you for the super chat and everything like that. Shout out to Cousin P. He said, wow. My Cousin P in the house. Thank you for being here, brother. We had talked. Cousin P will be on the channel next week talking with us. And he also says, you the papa. You the papa.
I'm the papa.
The other Peppy. That is absolutely too funny. All right, I'm gonna catch a couple more of these comments. Press says, I'm pretty sure men are done being used, pet wallets and step dummies for ungrateful losers using men for foodie calls. Yeah, I mean, some men are done with it, man. But I think, yeah, go ahead. What you think about that?
I mean, I hear that a lot. The sentiment coming from mostly the millennials and the Gen Zs. No offense to y'all, but being a man is a heavy thing, and it's not about when you're raising a child. I mean it. I'm happy, but it's not about when you're raising a child. That hey, you being used and you being played. One of the more famous examples of a quote unquote stepfather being dad is with Shaquille O'Neal. Everybody talk all the time. Every time Shaq is in the thing, it's like, oh man, it's good that his dad Phil was around. Blah blah blah. That was a stepfather. That wasn't his biological father.
That is true. Yeah.
So he wasn't used as a quote unquote chump. He's the reason why Shaquille O'Neal was the monster that he was. He tells that story. So that's the things that you guys have to take into account when you have a chance to influence the life of a young man, and that affects generations, because that young man is going to hang around and influence the people around him as well. So it ain't hey, this female is using me as a chump. She might be, and she might be not, but the more important thing, the future, is that child.
Yep. Well, we're about to move on to, again, if you guys want your chats read from here through, simple super chat will do, because I got to get this thing rolling. We have a lot of clips, and I have questions to ask of Big Fam that you guys are going to want to hear. He's going to answer questions that he knows about me. That way you guys learn about me as well, okay? So, again, he going to tell it like it is. So I'm going to ask him questions. I don't know how he going to respond. Have I prepped you on any of the questions I'm going to ask you?
No, everything here, this whole thing is a surprise to me. So
I know. I wanted this thing. Hey, this is called TSG Uncut. This thing is happening in real time as we speak. All right. So we doing this thing. All these responses are unscripted. Not that I script anything anyway. So, all right, let's get to the next one.
Women, it's just like there are certain things that women do, and especially because I've had to cut off certain females who literally do not have groceries in their house and only go out to eat with men and survive off the dinners they go off with men as food. Like, bitch, you're a hoe and you pop pussy just to fuck survive, and that's sad. Like, that's like whatever you want to call it. At the end of the day, you're a prostitute.
Oh. So Preston brought up just a little bit ago, right, about the whole getting used for foodie calls and stuff like that. Have you heard of that term before, the term foodie call? You know what that is?
No, I'm out the loop.
Okay. A foodie call is women who only use men to get free meals.
I see.
Or free drinks, but particularly it means free meals. They basically get supported with their food by going out on dates. What do you think about that?
Well, first off, their diet is going to be terrible off top. I mean, it ain't going to be like they eat good vegetables. I'm talking about lean meat. They eat out. You know what I'm saying? Gonna be Toxic Bell, Murder King, stuff like that. So
did you see that clip? Did you see that clip with that chick who went on a date? She got like 48 oysters and was slurping them shits.
Oh.
And she went out on a date, ate like 4 trays of oysters. Then she got more food, and she ordered so much food, the dude went to the bathroom
and he dipped out. That's a knee slapper.
I should have sent you the video. I should have sent you. That shit went viral, bro. It went viral. I don't even know if I talked about it on the channel, man. I think I brought it up during a live stream or something like that.
Right.
But yeah, man. So what do you think about this foodie call culture, man?
I mean, like I said, first off, they died, man. That's why they got to get them butt lifts and all that other stuff, because your body ain't developing. You know what I'm saying? Eating TV dinners and whatnot. You know, you got to.
You know, these women today, they consider cooking being able to microwave.
I'm willing to bet that most of them can't even successfully do that.
Boil water, yeah. Man.
You know, it's funny. No, you know, it's funny though. Some real, like, back in the day, I'm talking about before me, women would have that sugar daddy, whatever they call him. That's what they used to call him, right? And he would carry, as it, you know, Louisiana, carried it to the grocery store, and they would get groceries and come back and cook. Now, little girls are lazy and they don't know how to cook, so they're just going out and getting quick death, aka fast food. They ain't even had nobody take them to the grocery store. But the women used to do that back in the day for the sugar daddy, whatever. Oh, the man carry me to the grocery store. They would get groceries, right? Make some groceries, like my father said, make some groceries.
Hey, yeah, that's everybody look at me crazy. They're like, make groceries. I'm like,
damn right.
Make groceries.
That's a Louisiana term.
It is Louisiana talk.
I mean, and so they make the groceries and then they come back and then put a meal down for him. You know, hey man, you did this. You got this. So now he go home after he done got a little satisfaction and some food. That's what it used to be.
Well, hold that thought. Let me write that down because it's something I'm hold on, let me write that down. Because you gave me a thought for a question to ask you, but I want to move through this clip real quick. I'm gonna ask you about this when we get done. What sorry, 1 second.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to forget this question. You guys want to hear this. All right. There we go. All right. I'll remember to ask you that question later. All right. Anyway, so sticking with the foodie call culture, okay? So it's not enough that modern women are using men. Matter of fact, a survey came out to say that 33% of dating women, or 33% of women that they surveyed, basically do this foodie call thing. I put that on the video too. But now imagine you go out on a date with a woman, you didn't work hard all day, and I know you work like 14 plus hour shifts. Okay? Now imagine you go on a date and this happens, what I'm about to show you in this next clip. Let's check it out.
Lounge type of restaurant.
This is our first date, and she over here vlogging.
I'm super excited. I'm glad to get into this menu.
She didn't even have no purse when she walked in. Okay. She done pulled out a whole goddamn tripod and DSLR camera. Excuse me. Excuse me. Hello.
Yes.
Hey, it's me. Your date. This is our first date. Why are you like talking to your followers instead of like actually talking to your date and getting to know me?
I mean, we are. I'm just doing my introduction, and we're just recording everything. What's the issue? Let's go with the flow. Right? So.
You know what? I am going to go with the flow. I'm going to flow up out of here.
Excuse me. What's going on? Are you serious?
She said she wanted some Vietnamese food. I take her to Who Wanted Pho down here, little 5 Points, and she over there started vlogging. These women lost their goddamn mind. Well, she can pay that pho bill. Go get her some pho locks.
I got a question.
Go ahead, man. The floor is yours.
If she broke, how she afford that camera? Who bought that camera for her? That ain't no cheap camera.
No, it ain't no cheap camera.
I paid for I got one of them cameras. It's the lenses. Lens. There's a lens that I want that's $12,000 for a lens.
Yeah, I know about your camera equipment. I know you serious on the shit.
Right. So
Look, I almost called you last night because I got a DSLR and I was like, I cannot figure out how to connect this damn thing. So it was just already late. I was like, I'm gonna leave it alone.
yeah, no, so then the lenses cost more than a lot. That's interesting. And the microphone, I think the microphone, a couple $100, whatever.
Yeah, she probably had like I think it might have been a Rode mic, whatever.
But
what do you think about like that women nowadays? Because I have another video clip. I was actually going to make a video about this, and I probably will clip this, what we just saw, and combine it with that other footage I have to make a video about this. But women are now starting to go on these dates, and the only thing they can think about is showing that their followers, hey, we eating here, we doing all this, here's the menu. What do you think about all that?
I mean, again, somebody had said, oh, it was one of the things, I don't know if I sent you, but it was a broad. She was married to this guy, and she was a whore, like a for real whore. And she had said to the dude, because he was setting her up, he had his little phone out or whatever, and so she told him, act like you've been here before. You know what it is. And so my same thing with these brides.
Oh, real quick. If you're gonna use that word, say 304 instead. If not, YouTube gonna flag it.
Oh yeah, right.
It's all good. It's probably going to be limited. It's all good. Make sure you guys support this channel. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and if you want to get your comment read, just send a small super chat, and I will prioritize your comments. But right now, we got to keep this show moving. But
anyway,
this one is demonetized for sure already.
Man,
I knew when I brought you up, I said, well, but this ain't going.
Well, I've been good. Man.
You have been good. I ain't gonna lie. You've been real good. Thank you for that.
Anyway, we'll talk about it after. But anyway,
that's fine. That's all good. That's all good. Now, look, let's keep this. Oh, did you have to finish your thought on that last thing with the women that's doing this blogging?
No, act like you've been here before. I mean, you've eaten food before, right? You know what I'm saying? You ate all on top ramen,
right?
So you wanted pho, not top ramen. So act like you've been to a pho place, a pho, however you want to call it.
Pho, yeah.
Right.
Look, all right, I got the next clip. Now, this one is a short clip. So we talked about the woman who expects you to pay for her date in the second clip, where she was like, I got to put on this makeup. You paying for my time and my experience. We talked about the foodie call girls, the women that only go out with men only to get their food bills paid. This next video clip, what happens when men aren't providing for these women like this? What happens? I wonder.
A photo from a recently opened women's only nightclub opened up, and take a fucking look, buddy. Not one bottle in sight. Just a bunch of girls sitting around on their phone, all looking at each other to pay for everything. Because you know who pays for the fucking bottles? Us. Doesn't make any sense, man. No respect out here. They don't appreciate what we do.
That dude drinking his Minute Maid.
Yeah, he was.
He drinking his Minute Maid like Kermit sipping on tea, bro.
Yeah, he was there.
What'd you think about that?
Well, I mean, I gotta watch what I say. I don't want to get you in trouble. But I got some little folks. There's a female only gym. It's called Kirk.
Okay.
And so he opened up one, because it's supposed to be for girls' safety. You see all this, look at the gym creep and et cetera, right? He shut it down. It wasn't enough business.
Really?
Yeah, he had to shut it down.
A woman's only gym. But actually, you know what? Now, I said really, I just thought about it. The women's only gyms, a number of them that they tried to start went out of business.
Yeah, it was he was under the brand name of Curves. Like
That's the one. That's the one that they were trying to promote that for, so they could. Huh.
He was a franchisee. And,
oh, okay. That I didn't know it was called Curve.
Yeah, so he had to shut it down because it wasn't enough. So same thing with that is, hey, look, they're crying out for attention. Hey, give me attention and let me do what I want. Don't temper tantrums like kids. And there's been movies about this type of stuff. I can, talk about movies from the 1960s, but, we own YouTube or whatever, so I ain't gonna get into all of that. But when you get your podcast, then I'm gonna be me. But
hey, I might have to eventually start a podcast on a third channel, man. I might have to do that though.
Nah, yeah, let's do it. I'm in.
The live stream, this live stream though is really my appreciation for my gents. It's a way for us to be able to for me to be able to talk about these things in real time. So that's why I will always have this live stream, but separate podcasts. Hell yeah, I do that shit.
Yeah, no, that's what it. That way, I can say what I need to say. But
sounds good. The next video clip that we're about to get into. This video went viral. I have not talked about it in the channel, and I am so glad that I have you on to react to this video that just recently went viral. Now, in keeping with the theme of tonight about women being narcissistic, and we just talked about how women have these expectations for men to pay for everything, this video here is going to show that in an extreme way.
Thank you guys. You got any dessert?
Oh, no.
I don't want
can you separate it? I got the birthday girl and my wife.
Separate cake. I'm sorry, you're the only man at this table. Why are we doing separate cakes? It's all women here.
No, but I'm not responsible for paying everybody. I got the birthday girl.
You invited everybody. You invited all of us.
I didn't invite you. Ernestine invited you. Okay, I'm responsible for who I brought.
Okay, you're the only man at the table. I'm sorry, hold on. We was all doing Russian roulette, paying with credit cards and all that. Now all of a sudden you want to split checks? We doing split checks, bro?
That was 2021.
Y'all
okay.
wait.
Things were different.
Not 21.
But I didn't sign up for that. Okay, there's nobody else doing
But
the.
you participate. I know we got it. I know.
Wait a minute, y'all. Hold on. This is my birthday for real.
Okay, well,
I'm
not
mad
at me because I didn't have anything.
No.
But you
It's
still
Donnie's
came.
birthday.
Wait a minute. We're not doing this.
But you
No,
came
but you
though.
sat
so
at
you
the
still-
table.
You don't pay for a seat. Okay, well,
Yes. No.
Listen,
There's
I don't
gratuity
care- I don't
and
care.
everything on this.
I don't care how y'all
Wait,
do
I
it.
didn't order the food. I just showed up. I'm sorry. Hey, but you always pay. Like you're the only man at the table. You're not gonna pay the taxes.
But I'm not obligated. I got my whole family.
It's $700 for this whole table, and it's my birthday.
This is your podcast co-host. This is your
Only
best friend.
$700.
It's only Shan.
So that video went viral because the women expected that man to pay for everything because he's the only dude. Now now if you remember, you heard this, everybody. He was gonna pay for the birthday girl, whatever she had,
right,
and he was gonna pay for his wife. And obviously they got a kid together, so the wife in the background taking care of the kid. But the entitlement to think that just because he's a man, he has to pay for the whole damn table.
Right.
And that's exactly what happens, right? Women will order everything on the goddamn menu and be like, well, the man's going to take care of it. And that's the problem with some of these foodie calls. Because sometimes on these foodie calls, the girl not only shows up, but she'll also show up with her girlfriend, expecting the man to pay. So what did you think about what you just saw?
Well, I have a scenario.
Please share with the crowd, share with the class.
We are all, you and I I'm past middle age and you're getting there. But when we were young, we didn't have no money. So I remember, in the 90s for me, we go there and like, hey, man, I had this. Well, all I got was the water. But now as fully grown men, when we go out, we'll fight over who's paying the bill. Like, no, man, I got it. No, you got it last time. And so that seems to be the difference between men and women. Because I didn't see no girls there fighting. Oh, girl, I got you. I didn't see that.
Right.
I ain't don't happen, but I didn't see that did. But
right.
with us, it doesn't matter how many men that we go out with because we only mess with family. That's all we are. And so we go there and it's, nah, man, I got the bill. It's all good. We're going to keep it simple. You know, oh, man, well, I got the tip or whatever. You know, we can put cash down on you, whatever it is.
Or you catch it at this spot, I got the next one or whatever.
Right.
We figure it out. But that's the thing about men too, right? Or us men too, is that we logically will put our heads together and figure it out. We ain't arguing. We just like, all right, look, got you. Everybody going to be courteous like you said. We fail. So if I don't have it now, you know I got you later. You know that about me, or I wouldn't be out with your ass. You know what I mean? So,
and also for them girls, where's their grandmamas, their big mama? Because you know, back when I was coming up, baby, hold you $5 just in case of emergency. But that was way back in 1980. So now they're saying $5 got to be. You know what I'm saying? So baby, hold you $50 just in case. Where's grandmama? Did y'all listen to her? Did y'all have one? I mean, y'all supposed to have something. You never go out the house broke, ever.
I did a video on this channel, and the title is my best video on this channel with over 1 million views, called "This is what happened when men stop simping." And so the woman went out on a man with the date. He's sitting there eating steak in front of this chick, and he eating steak in front of her. She's like, "Well, you were supposed to pay." He's like, "Well, how am I supposed to pay?" "Well, you invited me out." I said, No. You asked me about going out, and I said, cool, right? And so my man was eating the steak on a piece of styrofoam with plastic silverware, smacking. And she was like, how you gonna come out and not have money to pay for a date? And I swear all my gents in the comments said this: how the hell you gonna come out on a date and not have no money?
My man had steak on styrofoam. And not even paper plate. I just got the OG styrofoam.
He was eating steak off a styrofoam with plastic utensils.
That's too funny.
I commented on my own video and said, who the hell eats steak on styrofoam with plastic utensils?
Wait a minute. Who eat anything off styrofoam? My dude took it way back.
Whoa. You down south, and you get one of them dinner plates, you eating off styrofoam.
Oh man, you got the paper plate, what the joint?
I'm talking about the styrofoam joint that you can open up, that you can close the lid and take home with you.
I mean, if you get some stuff to go, sure. I mean, they do that everywhere, you know.
Yeah, but this dude was eating off of a Dixie styrofoam plate.
That's what I'm talking about, man. Who does that? That is too funny.
Oh man. There's the reason why that video did well, man.
Right.
All right. The next one, we're gonna switch subjects. Okay. So we've been talking. The first clips that I brought up to you was just to show some of the entitlement that we see from modern women today. The next couple of clips are gonna show how over sexualized that these women have become.
I'm not about to sit here and wait, and your dick is not what I like.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, if it's wet and it's little, because we can go ahead and cancel this
right
now.
Right now.
We don't need to be wasting
First
6 months,
date.
and then I'm like, oh no, I'm going.
If I'm going on a first date with somebody, I want to see your dick.
I be saying to all
Well, I'm
friends,
gonna
like,
whip it out in the cinema.
Yeah, I want you to whip that shit out. I want to see it. If you need to go to the
Like in the
bathroom,
car,
get your
like
shit
when-
hard.
we don't need to waste no more time.
No, that's crazy. Pick you up.
What's your thoughts on that, fam?
I got a story. So I
go ahead, tell your story.
So I had some my folks, my little high school folks. He copped a bar, and so it just so happened I was the only guy in there. There's a group of about 7 girls. I knew them all, and they was all crazy. I mean, they was out there. But anyways, so they was talking, and one of them was talking about, how you gonna have a little thing? I got little hands, and this, that, and third. And so they was raising hell. They sit there, and I'm just sitting there like a fly on the wall. And then they noticed me. And so I had to say something. I was like, Well, you act like folks had a little thing on purpose. Like he's like, I'll fix you. Yeah, I got you. Yeah, I have a little thing that'll fix you. Like, man, what y'all getting all crazy for?
You know what I find funny about those type of scenarios when women be like, yeah, and he had a little thing, and I'd be like, yeah, but he still got some. He still won.
I mean, if he's on a podcast, I have some more stories, but yeah.
Hey, you'll have to come back and tell some of those stories.
Yeah, yeah. I've been, you know some of these people because I was there hustling on their conversations. But anyway,
man, all right, we're gonna have to do a separate one talking about some of the stories, man. If that, we'll do that. We'll do that another time, man.
Yeah.
So anyway, back again. I told you the next clip was gonna be again show how over-sexualized that women are today. This clip is a trip. Check this out.
Yes, I like being ran. Yes, I like gangbangs. I like being manhandled by several different men at once. If you want to call it being ran, you call it whatever the fuck you want. I'm sexually liberated and I'm a goddess and I deserve to have hands all over my body.
Right.
I deserve to be worshipped. Like, why not? I deserve that attention.
Sure. All right, so you
yeah, that's
she actually combined a lot of the shit that we started off with, right?
Yeah.
She combined the narcissism that we saw in the beginning, right? Because you have women say, oh, I'm a 10, oh, I can't be a 7. And then now they're like, I'm goddesses. If there is a God, I'm a heathen. I'm a trout mouth heathen, okay? If there is a God, the word says there's a man should have no other God except for me.
Facts.
And these women want to be worshipped. Ironically, in the Bible, there was another entity that wanted to be worshipped. And that's Satan.
Right.
And Satan got to the woman first.
Right.
And now we have a generation of women who are lovers of themselves more than they're lovers of God. Now, I want you gents to put a pin in that. I want to put a pin in that. I'm going to ask you your thoughts on that on this video here in a second. But I want y'all to put a pin in what I just said. Again, I'm spiritual. I'm not necessarily religious. But you got to admit, there's some merit to what I'm saying. Anybody being objective about it. What do you think, Big Fan?
You know what's missing from society? Them old folks that used to say, what's the matter with your head? You talk about all the therapy and all that you want. It take years. And then, oh, tell me about some stuff. It's like, well, you know, when I was 5, no. What's the matter with you?
Right.
That's what granddad, what you talking about? Like you ain't there. Oh, the boy that lost his mind. The boy that lost his mind. No, that's what we need to correct these knucklehead kids. Hey, this madness has been around before. Just people was terrified to act a fool because you would have to pay for it.
Oh, you get your head slapped.
Man,
wig slap clean.
The
whole joint.
Everything. And then people like me would tease you afterward.
Well, you were a natural instigator.
I mean, so hey, listen, that's what did all of this craziness because that poor child. That's what you say. You know, we say, bless her heart. That's all.
Bless her pole heart, baby.
I mean, bless her heart, man. She out there. I mean, she in the deep end. You know, I'm talking about people in the kiddie pool now. She out there and when them swirling the tidal joints that'll take a ship down. That's where she at.
She in the deep, huh?
Woo, man. Rick James, rest in power to Mick James. Rick James didn't want to get with her. So I'm gonna come over here with the big dog. No, that's all right. I don't want none of that.
So I just recently did a video on his channel and it went viral for me, right? It has over 28,000 views and it's of a grandmother talking to her grandniece,
Mm-hmm.
And that video did well. And I think people want to hear from the old folk.
Yes, they need to.
They need to. That's why, that's rest in power to Kevin Samuels, because he was speaking like that, how they used to talk. You know what I mean? And the thing is, they got mad at him because they're not used to hearing that real. They're not used to anybody telling them, you ain't doing right. You ain't right. Or, you know, that one touched. You know, that one touched.
Right. Touched.
Touched in the head, or maybe touched.
Yes, indeed.
For real. You know what I mean? So listen,
that's what that girl is.
Yeah. She's lost the weight. Now I heard something last night from a doctor of clinical psychology, if you will. He said that whenever you have an over-sexualized person, they are usually dealing with some type of unresolved trauma.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I'm trying not to get that deep, you know what I'm saying, for the purposes of this. You know, Pell has brought up a few things about people, you know, and I agree with that, you know, I mean, because stuff don't come out of nowhere. Again, speaking of stepfathers, you know, like with my pops, one of the best things, he taught me a lot of stuff. One of the best things he ever taught me, a reaction creates an equal and opposite reaction. So
well, we know that from what our profession was.
Right. Fact.
And is in your case.
Right. So what we're seeing is behavior from these folks is a reaction to something or things.
Right.
That we know. You know, so yeah.
Well, I got a really, really short clip, but the reason why I'm playing this clip, because we talked about we're talking about the narcissistic tendencies of modern women. Okay.
Right.
This right here is another example of entitled narcissism right here.
Your name?
Isaac.
Isaac. What do you rate me out of 10?
I'm happily married, so I would not rate you.
I just had to rate me if you didn't have a wife. Come on.
I'll give it 1. It's a little desperate, that's why. So, the most important person in my life is my wife. She's number 1.
So this woman goes around.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah, I've done a video clip. She had some young man kiss her feet, jump in the damn water next to her.
What?
And you know, this will probably be on my next version of this is what happened when men stop simping. That's the way you answer. Matter of fact, he should have said, bitch, get your little skinny ass away from me.
Facts.
Ain't nobody trying to hear that shit.
No, wait,
get your little ass away from me.
That kid, little boy kiss her feet.
Yeah.
See, that's why they need to bring back belt weapons. They used to call it public flogging, where you come out in the center of the town and they had a joint for your neck and then your wrists, and they had their cheeks out with the chaps, and it rapitates with you a little bit in the public square, so that way everybody can see you get a spanking like a child. You act like you would act stupid, you know, get you right, you know, tune you up a little bit.
Hey, can't get right, boss.
I mean,
something wrong with his head. Oh shit. Oh man. All right. So it has been argued by me on this channel that modern dating and relationships is in a very bad place, to put it lightly. Okay. Women are quick to say that men cheat too much, but it's been argued by me the reason why men cheat so much isn't because men are out here, all men are out here rampantly being able to get some poontang. What it is that these women are sleeping with the same dudes, and those dudes got options typically, and they're exercising the options, especially when women are just freely giving themselves away. So this next clip that we're about to talk about is a woman showing you the mindset, proving that modern women, not all of them, but modern women, that's why I use that term, they're not wife material.
can we please normalize intimacy without commitment? Like, I want
It's already
to
normalized.
cuddle all night with a boy. I want him to compliment me. I want to compliment him. I want to hold hands. I want to go on dates together. I want to like text them, Snapchat them all day, every day. But then I also want to be able to disappear. Like, I want to ghost them for a week and not have them wonder why I'm doing that. Like, I want a boyfriend, but not the relationship. I want to hop on, hop off, pop in, pop out. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that needs to be normal.
It is normal. It is normal, you dumb 304. That's what y'all doing. Like, what do you mean normalize it? It's normal. It's 2024. This is what women are doing. Women are ghosting at an astronomical rate. If you've ever seen the statistics, and I know I have it in a folder somewhere, but if you look at the statistics of women, I should pull this photo. I'm gonna let you speak and see if I can find it while you're talking. But if you look at the statistics on like Tinder and all that stuff, the amount of options that women have, they're essentially doing that.
Right.
Men think they're the only one, but they're not. I'm about to do a video on that too. So what do you think about what she just said there, fam?
Well, I mean, she got a big giant flag over her head saying, hey, somebody did this to me and I'm immature, don't know how to deal with it. So now I'm going to pretend that I like it. I mean, that's just what she's doing. And, you know, I mean, bless her heart. I mean, that's all I can really say with that. I mean, this stuff that these folks are doing, I mean, this is what I tell all people. Everybody wasn't raised in a protected little styrofoam cup. Let's stick with that styrofoam. Like,
okay.
like they were. There are for real predators out here. And they don't announce that, hey, I'm a predator. And so one of the things you have to master is psychology. That is both to be a predator, but also to be able to defend yourself against predators. So for me, coming from a world that is filled with those people back in the 80s, is you look through the surface of what people are trying to paint. Because like the guys that said in the movies, your killers are coming with a smile on their face. Hey man, how you doing? Let's go for a car ride. It's like, let's not.
A lot of the serial killers, some of the most well-known ones, were known to actually kind of have a magnetic personalities. Some were even charming.
Yeah, I mean, the ones that we hear about are the ones that people like. Yeah, John Wayne Gacy. What's the one? Ted Bundy.
Ted Bundy. Yeah.
They had a judge. Now it was Florida. Let me add that in. But the judge, oh, you're so smart. You could have been one of us. Like, wait a minute, what? All right, I forgot it's Florida. No offense to Florida, but offense to Florida. Anyway.
God dang. Ruthless.
I mean, but yeah, so they had magnetic personalities. They had charm. I mean, the guy, the Night Stalker, Richard Ramirez, he was getting letters from women asking him to marry them until he died while he was in prison. And they knew he wasn't getting out. Well, they said he wasn't getting out, so a reasonable adult would figure, yeah, he's not getting out. And he did. He died in prison. But nevertheless, yeah.
Well, it's funny you bring that up, and this quick sidebar on this, but there has been a rise of women actually having boyfriends that are inmates.
Yeah.
Them reaching out. Matter of fact, what's funny is these dudes are in prison nowadays making TikTok videos, bro. Like, insane. And women will reach out to them
because
and have relations.
Those are the predators. Those are the predators that I am talking about, because they have nothing but time on their hands to sit there and decipher people's strengths and weaknesses in their personalities just off a glance, a blink of an eye. And the more that these girls talk, the more they expose themselves. And oddly enough, the more information they withhold, the more they expose themselves to prisoners. And they know exactly what buttons to press because that's the world that they are in.
Right. Right. Well, the next clip that we're about to get into, it's going to seem funny on the surface, but I put this clip specifically in here because I didn't find this funny whatsoever. Right? Okay. And I don't know if this was staged or not, but even if it's staged, no man should allow this type of disrespect. I'm talking on that damn Rick James, Charlie Murphy level disrespect.
A little Wayne song,
Go in the bathroom, go take your clothes off, get in the shower, and come eat some pussy.
I don't know you no pussy.
Did I ask you what the fuck you wanted to do? Go in the bathroom, get your clothes off, and get your ass in the fucking tub. And come eat this fucking pussy, nigga.
Man, I would have called Orenthal, Jones, Simpson. I'm talking about the Owens of J's. Oh, let me get on the phone with the juice. I'm talking about, hey, man, you talk to me like that? I'm talking about, man, I'm about to call, or I'm talking about my man. I'm going to call the juice.
I told you I met OJ, right?
You did.
When I worked at the nightclub joint.
Yeah, you did. I went to school with it. I knew his family.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you told me that. Yeah. OJ, man, OJ was just like everything that Dave Chappelle said. Yeah. Very thoughtful, very well spoken. Yeah. But I shook that nigga hand. It was like shaking a damn bear paw, bro. I got big hands. Yeah. I shook the Jew's hand, and it was like two of mine put together. Maybe 2.5.
Yeah.
I'm like, he gripped my hand. I was like, yeah, he could have killed somebody.
That's another topic another time. But yeah, that I think I had sent that to you because I was telling you about the comments. Because there was a kid there talking about, yeah, I would love for my girl to talk to me like that. I was like, no, you wouldn't. Hey, boy, I don't care how crazy you are. You would no. Anybody trying to hear all that? That. Woo.
Yeah. I mean, listen. I mean, a lot of the younger guys are in these. I'm not saying men of all situations are in this, especially like if you've been married for a while. It looks in theory like it'll always look in theory like men have started these DV cases, but what happens is that, especially in a place like you and I lived in Washington State, and their code was if there is a DV call, somebody leaving that house.
Yeah, facts.
Somebody leaving, and most of the time they leave the woman behind. So a lot of these stats and statistics don't even account for the fact that women start shit with the man.
No, I mean, look, there's a lot of things psychologically and et cetera that you can do to a female like that to keep her in check. And it doesn't involve violence. But the question is, why? Why bother?
Why stay?
Yeah, why deal with that?
Yeah.
It's much better for you to be like, oh, shoot, look at the time. Like you don't even have a watch. I said, look at the time. Woo, boy, I'm late to some stuff.
So that's what I would say, man. The best thing to do is to get through that situation as best as you can. Leave if you can. But if you're not going to leave, then at that moment, you're going to get it peaceful. You should be plotting to leave right after that. As soon as you get everything peaceful, start making your exit.
No,
Because
on that I wouldn't even wait. I do like they had the Pink Panther cartoons where they be
the
walking their
don't,
head, leaning
the
forward.
don't.
Man, I'll be walking them legs and look like a blender. I'll be walking so fast. I
You'd have that little running noise, like the little.
man, Lord have mercy. And I'll grab me up like after everything clear. I'm like, man, what's the matter with me? Why would I do something that stupid? And you gotta holler at yourself about that. You can't let that slide.
Right.
Yeah,
Here's the thing, man. Yeah, once these women start laying hands on you, it ain't gonna stop, man. Because it's the ultimate sign of disrespect, man.
Everything that anything that you let is just like the old saying: you give them an inch, you take them out. Anything you let them do, you let them get it blown out. Oh, I got it blown out. Well, it's okay, baby. We can work it out. A couple months later, ooh, I really got it blown. Why are you walking funny? Well, I got it blown out again. But you forgive me like you did last time, right? Because this time it was two people. I mean, no, that first time, woo, look at the time. Let me get the hell out of here.
I just put out a video called 16 Minutes of Women Cheating. And one of the joints was the dude that caught his girl cheating, and he wound up saying, "This is the third time."
No. This ain't baseball. Mm-mm.
Yeah, right. Ain't no 3 strikes on this one.
No.
All right, so we're already talking about relationships, okay? Now, and we've already seen how that a lot of these women aren't wifeable. And here we're about to see the beginning stages, this entitlement that women have even in the beginning stage.
Before you go there, you said wifeable. Hell, they ain't even girlfriendable. you talk about the end of the joint. Nah, we still on first down, 1st and 5 in our own end zone. We ain't even got to the 50-yard line yet. You talk about wifeable. Oh no.
Oh shit! Yeah, you're right. All right. Check this out.
Marshall, I can't love you because I'm attracted to Josh. I just saw Josh, and there is some chemistry.
So what was the talk about?
It was him basically confessing his feelings.
What are you saying to me right now?
I don't want to be with you anymore, and
You want to be with Josh?
I will find that out.
Okay, Jack. That is very hurtful.
I'm just telling you, Marshall, that I just can't be with you. I can't.
I would like the ring back because I don't think that you deserve it. Because you should never have accepted my proposal.
Well, I'm going to keep the ring because I accepted it because I wanted to marry you. Everything I told you in that pod was real.
And you know what? I don't even care. You can keep the ring. Every time you look at that thing, whatever you do with it, I want you to be reminded that you passed up on something great.
Okay.
She's not gonna think that way.
No.
She's not gonna think that way.
Woo.
Yeah, I know. Listen. I'm gonna say my thoughts real quick. Let you gather your thoughts. When I saw this clip, this is not the first clip that I've seen where a man will propose to a woman, she will break it off, and then want to keep the ring that he bought. Now, personally, I don't think you get that ring because, oh, it's yours just to keep. That's a promise ring.
Well, first off, diamond rings are a racket. Diamonds are a racket.
I've heard your thoughts on these diamond ring thing.
Yeah,
we're talking
saying,
about
yeah,
we're talking about the principalities of this shit, bro.
No, but I'm saying for the audience out here is don't waste your money on that. You can spend, break your neck and spend $10,000 or $15,000 on the diamond ring. Go to a pawn shop and see how much they offer you for that $15,000 ring. You're like $300. So don't do nothing that stupid. First off. Second of all, I'd have burned rubber on there. I literally did a donut, smoked my shoes, get them out of there. Or she'd be talking to, it'd be like cartoon, she'd be talking to a puff of smoke. Well, I just want to discuss, hey, where'd you go? No, it's nothing to discuss. Yeah. You talk to a puff of smoke. Oh, wait. Oh, no, I'm blocked on the phone. I can't even call him there. That's how about she come to the house, a dog outside. Dog gonna bite her. And man, you see her, man, bite that ass. Praise Jesus. And let the church say amen. Like, no. Yeah, talking about you in love with somebody, but you don't even know what love is. Get out of here with that foolishness.
Yeah.
But that's cool.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I said, and I'll holler at myself. Man, what I'm hollering? Why did I do something that stupid? You know what I mean? Like, I got to see what's going on with my head. What's the matter with my head? Like, no. No, we're not. No, Lord.
Yeah. So remember earlier I told you put a pin in that conversation. I talked about how women are lovers of themselves more than they are of God.
Yeah.
I acknowledge, because Preston likes to hear me say this, I acknowledge that I'm a trout mouth heathen. However, I am not about to disrespect God. Okay? God. All right?
That's about that. Evil is good.
Hey, get your piece of evil ass. Woo! Bro, that joint, the vampire in Brooklyn, bro.
I mean, that's how evil is good.
Evil is good. Evil is good, and ass is good.
Yeah, I'm talking about ass good. Yes, Jesus.
Well, we about to see this next clip. What one of these demons, what they really value.
All right, so $1 million right now, or 5 minutes with God.
$1 million.
Why?
Why would I want 5 minutes with God?
You don't believe in God?
I do.
But why would you not want 5 minutes with God, though?
You think if God was on there, he would have chosen me over $1 million?
What?
Yeah.
No.
All right, I guess.
If God was on this earth, you think he'd choose me over $1 million?
What?
Wow. That's what she said. She said, if God was on this earth, you think he would choose me over $1 million?
Well, yeah.
Crazy, right?
That girl much help. I'm talking about if she was a house, tear it down to the foundation and start from scratch.
But this is the way a lot of them are, though, fam.
Nah, but she looked, it sounded illiterate as hell, first off. I think she's in Walmart with house shoes, slippers on. I mean,
this be the same. Sorry, she at Walmart with the house slippers and shoes on. I've said this on this channel before. I think it was on another live stream. I seen y'all out there. All these women talking about I'm a 10, blah, blah, blah. I've seen y'all at Walmart. I seen y'all at the DMV. I didn't see y'all at the post office. Right? Looking busted as all hell. And then when they put all that, the makeup on, then they tell you got to pay for that shit.
No. You know, I would respond to that. Damn, man, y'all funeral directors, y'all getting greedy. Tell me you go charge me to view folks. I'm talking about all that makeup on, but you did a good job. Y'all both look like live. But anyway, this is a tear down. You go buy property. Hey man, we could rehab that. No, I'm gonna tear that down.
Well, look, if you thought that clip was something, right? You have a bunch of women out here claiming to be so-called Christians.
Uh-oh.
Yes. But let me show you their mentality though. God nowhere in this shit.
I'm noticing
I am
that
wearing a cross.
You're wearing a cross.
Yes.
Do you consider yourself a Christian?
I believe in God.
Let me ask you a question. Do you wear your cross while you're engaging in producing porn or OnlyFans content?
I always wear my cross.
You always wear your cross.
I never take it off.
Do you think that God approves of you doing porn, basically?
Yeah, it's not hurting anybody. I do it very safely.
Do you think God wants you making porn?
God said He loves everyone.
Okay, I have a question. If God wants you to be a porn star, what do you think Satan wants?
To stop doing what I do?
Satan wants you to not do porn, and God wants you to do porn. Do I have that right?
Yeah.
You can't make this shit up.
Yeah. Yeah. I saw when he asked her the question, it looked like she had a reset. Like,
yeah.
You know,
oh yeah, he reset her when he said, "What do you think Satan wants you to do?"
yeah, man. That's she didn't obviously read the story of Sodom and Gomorrah.
Yeah, well, I mean, it seems like that's the times we living in right now.
Yeah, no, that's crazy. But
it is crazy, right?
Speaking of OnlyFans, they need to stop telling these knucklehead girls that they're making millions off OnlyFans. Like, man, all you gonna do is put nude pictures of your carcass out in the internet, and they're gonna be there forever. So if you ever have children or whatever, somebody gonna come up to your kid. I seen your mom.
I think I actually posted something about that years ago, about that, how like the kid got clowned because his mom was.
No, there's been there, you know, because there was a female out here in Sacramento, and she's a regular housewife. Apparently, the news put her out there that she's making all this money, and her kids went to Catholic schools. Obviously, the husband's a beta, and so they were showing the news, the media was showing pictures of her. I mean, I guess clothed or whatever, but she's doing whatever. And so the other moms found out about it. Well, you know, they wasn't trying to have that. They got envious. So they reported her to the school because the children went to Catholic schools. Everybody got booted. Kids got booted. Said, well, I hope that was worth it. I mean, you know. And so that's things that you girls got to think about when you put your body out here on the internet is, there's people, you know, you ain't got to go on the dark web and all that. Already on the surface, there are people that they'll pass your pictures around, and you can have, take it down. They'll save them to their hard drives. They have pictures of you forever. Forever.
Actually, that's what they say, right? If you put anything on the internet, it's always there, some way, shape, or form.
Yeah, that's fact.
So, you know, that time I did the midget corn videos, it's gonna get exposed one day. And what I did to them little people just wasn't right there, big fan. Oh man, I was tossing them all around the place, bro.
I mean,
bro, I was having a good time. It was like
Bringing from the ceiling pads.
Oh, bro, it was bad. I was doing the little people tossing and everything, bro.
I mean,
oh, it was bad. It was a bunch of oil everywhere and slipping slides and shit. I was
right. The real oil, motor oil, not that baby joint.
I was using that Castro on them.
I mean, the 1030.
That 10 weight 30, baby.
I mean it.
All right, man. All right. So that was the last video clip before we get into this next segment where I ask you a bunch of questions about yours truly, TSG. What did you think about today's videos, man? So obviously the theme was, are women, you told me earlier that the short answer to the title of today's video is a resounding yes. Are women now the narcissists that they say they are? But what did you think about this collection of clips today? Like what stood out to you the most about today's collection of clips?
I mean, you know, these folks are lost. and they soft. It don't take much to rock them, and they, to make them off kilter, and that's pretty much what their behavior is. Is somebody hurt my feelings, or somebody didn't tell me they like me, or whatever it is, and now they out doing a bunch of stupid stuff on camera. They have no
Right.
shame about that.
Right.
And I think that's the biggest difference, because generally, with Generation X women and before, look, all the stuff that these knucklehead girls doing, for the most part, is not new. There's always been one or two, but they kept silent about their deeds. They wasn't out broadcasting and telling everybody what they're doing.
Well, why they keep it? Why do you think they? I think I already know the answer, but why do you think women back in the day used to keep their deeds silent?
They felt shame.
Oh, shame. What is shame there, big fam? What is that?
Yeah, that is when you feel that your deeds have brought disgrace upon yourself, your family, and others. Yes, they felt shame. They did not feel proud of what they did at all. They
Now,
felt that they let people down.
Right. So, I want to show you something. I want to make sure I got the pictures right. Now, I got this from the chat on, there's a show called Better Bachelor, okay? And on Better Bachelor, I don't have all the pictures, but you'll be able to see this a little bit. All right, I'm gonna put it up on screen real quick.
Okay.
Now, what you can see is up here somewhere, the women had thousands of people that they like, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of men that they swiped left on. And then on the other side is the people they swiped right on, right? So out of the hundreds or the thousands, okay, they got 69 right swipes out of all the thousands that women swipe on. Then when you go down, out of those, they matched with 41, right? Then they had 26 chats out of that. Then you come down, I'm gonna move it. So they had 26 chats with people, 23 dates. Check this last number out. Out of those 23 dates, they never met 3 of them. There's 0 relationships that came out of it, 0 marriage that came out of it, but 19 casual relations partners.
Okay.
Out of thousands of swipes. This is the reality of what we're seeing with modern women today. They have a bunch of options, but none of those things are leading to long-term relationships and or marriage.
Well, I mean, but like you said, one of the knocks that I have on the little boys is they see a girl. I mean, you've seen it. We've been online, and it's like, oh, she's beautiful. I want to marry her. It's like, well, wait a minute, B. You don't know nothing about this girl. Hell,
Right,
you don't
right.
know about. You talk about marriage. Well, hold on. Let's go back to step 1. You're already at the finish line. So, I don't get angry with these girls for not being marriage material. They are what they are. And I'm not going to bash them or nothing like that. Again, they are what they are.
I bash behaviors here. That's what I do on this channel.
Well, the behaviors, when you're going out, and there's a lot of deep stuff that we don't know, as far as when you entangle with people, especially when you're talking about sex. The emotional, the genetics, it's a lot of stuff that's real deep that has partially purposely been hidden from us, and others just plain ignorance. We just don't know. But whether people officially come up with a title of something, or you just feel the effects and you don't know how to verbalize what it is that you feel, it's still real. And so that's the thing that you have to take into account is when you get involved with people, there's a lot of stuff in this society right now that we live that we just plain and simply are ignorant and we don't know. And one of the things I always say is you very rarely here in the Pacific Coast, right? This is the Pacific Ocean. It's one of the roughest oceans there is outside of the North Atlantic. And you go to the beach out here, you're a novice swimmer, you get swept out to sea and never seen again. Facts. So, you don't see people running out and jumping in the beach here. For the most part. The ones that do, they disappear. So it's an unknown. So you don't mess with stuff that's unknown. A better story. I'm gonna try to make this quick.
Yeah, because I got to get to the questions.
Yeah. So these kids decided there's some spirits. It's a whole nother, we'll get into that. Maybe we'll do a joint on that. But they got into, they decided, they felt like they saw some spirits. They were correct because I lived in that neighborhood. So they decided to get a Ouija board and conjure up something that they didn't know. It terrified these dope smoking hippies so bad that they all ran out of that house. There's like 13 of them, and they never came back for their stuff. That's how real that is. So they didn't know what they was getting into. They didn't know who they was messing with, but they know that, you know, they conjured up something that was beyond their capabilities. And it cost them, you know. Luckily, they got away. They didn't get injured, but it scared them, you know. So the thing is, don't mess with stuff that you don't know.
There you go. All right, for this next portion that we're about to get into, that does not look well. Let us go back to this view. For this next portion, I'm going to ask you a series of questions. You've known me for more than 2 decades. And, you know, you've rocked with me the whole time. You're the person that I talk to when I got something on my chest. And obviously, I'm the person that you talk to when you got some shit to get off your chest. So you know me. And let me preface this. Have I prepped you for any of these questions I'm about to ask you?
I have no idea what you're asking me.
Okay, there we go.
I'm interested.
Let me start my other camera. I want to make sure I got all this. Okay. So how long have we known each other?
It's been a long time, family.
Yeah.
You're my brother.
Yeah.
Know? So it's been long.
Yeah, it's definitely been over 2 decades, man. So where did we first come across each other at?
Washington State. Yeah.
Yeah. USS Battleborn, baby. So you've worked with me.
I have.
You know that we both were in engineering together.
Yep.
What would you say about my work ethic?
Always work hard, work smart, and you loved your job and you got excited about it.
I used to be excited about that shit.
Well, yeah.
What was it like working with me?
I loved it. It was great. You know, it was funny. I ain't gonna get too deep into all the minutia, but you know, it was you, Lewis, and Chuck.
Oh yeah, yeah. We used to. Well, if it was 3 of us together, three black dudes or more together, we called that a code black.
Right.
We could only talk for 5 minutes at a time before people started getting nervous.
I made it.
So let me ask you a question. One time you told me that some of the people that we worked with in our collective divisions called me the politician. Why did they call me the politician?
Well, because
do you think that was a good or a bad thing, in your opinion?
No, it wasn't a bad thing at all. Because you always had a cheerful attitude, and you know, you bonded with people. You did the political game. You smiled and
I kiss babies too.
Yeah, you know. You know.
But do you think that was a good or a bad thing? Because see, I didn't know whether when you first told me that years ago, I didn't know whether that was good or bad. And I know for some of the people that I've worked with or that we worked with, for them it was bad. I almost got in a fight with Yay Gay Boy Yay in your division. almost knocked his ass out, and he didn't know he didn't know who he was messing with talking to me like that. So I was like, "You got me messed up. I might be smiling and kissing babies, but I will knock your ass out here." He'd been laid out. But why do you think that some people may have had a problem with that about me?
Well, I mean, it ain't no different than like there's a number of people, right, that was in the service after us or whatever, and they get out and they're on YouTube like you and everything, and they got traction. People like them, and there are people who serve with them, who have chosen to air their thoughts of dirty laundry out in the public with civilians, and that's not cool. But there's a Marine who's on here, and he was talking about that, where people like, well, you wouldn't be commenting, just like what Shannon Sharp said when he had Cat Williams on. Well, you didn't say nothing when I wasn't doing nothing, but when you're doing and you're shining, well, people either want to get a draft and be a part of your shine, and if they can't be a part of your shine, then they're gonna hate you. They got a problem with it, and that's just what it is.
Let's share subjects real quick. Now, we've had some great times, all right? I know that I was hell on wheels when I was a young man, okay? I know you laughing. I know you laughing about it. And I think I apologize to you later for how I was when I was younger. Once I hit my 30s, I had to apologize to you because I understood. Okay, I understood. But did I ever have a problem getting or talking to women that you've known of?
No. In fact, there's a few situations. I remember some girls that you had met, and I tagged along with you because, up in we went up into Everett. And
oh man, that was a late night.
Yeah. So one of the little knuckleheads there, I don't know if she had a problem, whatever. I'm chewing gum. I just, you know what I mean? I just got to shower, I hygiene the whole deal. And so her friends started liking me. Now I was just there to tag along for you. I wasn't even tripping off of them, right? And so her little friends started liking me. She's like, his breath stink. I was like, whatever. I was like, whatever, because I didn't want to mess up your thing. But I don't sort of shut up, stupid.
Yeah, you would have roasted her ass normally. So
man,
you would have blessed her.
Especially back then. Especially back then. I was like, man, get out of here, that foolishness. But yeah, man. That was you was going missions.
Hey, I always had us in some new spot, some new place.
Yeah, you used to go on missions.
Yeah, I used to go on missions.
I remember one mission you went on, and I was so mad at you. You met some knucklehead bras. And so next you know, we up in their place. And so I'm like, I'm really not feeling this. And then a bunch of little boys came over. And so now I'm like, well, shit, I can't leave now because these boys are here. And I'm not going to leave you. So that's when it was a rapper, Apache. So I said, well, let me break the tension in there. He's like, well, I'm going to be the last man. I said, nah, let's just get the hell out of here because I'm not liking this and I don't know these boys. And so to break the tension in the place, I started going, repeat that, Apache, I'm on a gangster, bitch, yo. And everybody in there started laughing. But I was like, nah, I wasn't happy. I told my folks, and he's like, man, I'd have jacked off in their bathroom, man. It been DNA. He said, I left DNA all over their beer.
Oh man. So all of the stuff that I've been through. Yeah. And you know where I'm at now. You've had a chance to see over 2 decades of the transformation that I've made as a man. Do you think, based on everything that you know about me, even that little young knucklehead that you had to deal with back in the day, would you say that I have the life experience to talk about the things that I talk about right now? Having this channel to help men out?
No, absolutely. I mean, we've been places. We've traveled different places in the world. You've been a dad. You dealt with things that we ain't gonna talk about right now. So yeah, that's a fact. That's what the men who lace my shoes. Those are men that have been through life. So that's why when I'm talking to people about stuff, they're like, "Oh, you always telling me about your way." I said, "It ain't my way, man. This got passed down to me." So, you know, that's absolutely.
Now, this is something I'm going to ask, and this puts me on blast. But what would you say was my biggest weakness regarding women?
Well, he was girl crazy back in the day. Girl crazy. I said it was me and Chuck mostly because Lewis is Lewis.
Yeah,
But
Lewis was Lewis.
You know he going out, but you gonna go with him. I'm gonna go with him. Yeah, man, I'll roll with him. Yeah, he was girl crazy back in the day.
Man, I don't know if I told you this story, but I think I went out for my birthday to McCabe's. It's a little place like not McCabe's, right? On Mondays it was like 99-cent drinks or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I go to McCabe's and it's a Monday night, so I gotta be at work on Tuesday, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I get ass hammered. I'm talking about I was completely shit faced, man. So Chuck got me home.
Right.
Thank God he got me home because he was the one knocking on my door, came in and was like, "You late for work?" Like, nah, man, I still gotta. Man, it was like, you know what time we gotta be in the work in the morning?
Right.
7:30.
Right. That's in the office,
or earlier, right?
Right on the boat, old dark.
Yeah, he knocked on my door at 9:30 in the morning.
Mm.
God, I used to get in trouble back in the day.
Yes, Lord.
Now, this is not one of my questions, but you remember the story about why I went to DRB, Disciplinary Review Board, when you had just, around the time that you had just showed up, around the time we had just met. You remember what happened? Why? What? Do you remember what I got in trouble for?
Yeah, I kind of do, but
I missed Ship's movement.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, because they tried to with me. I was like, "Get out of here, man! Y'all didn't call me."
Yeah,
and we was changing births. Like, get out of here with that bullshit.
Yeah, they literally was scaring me to take me to Captain's Mast for a birth ship.
Yeah,
moving.
Like, no.
So if y'all don't know, that's moving from one pier to another. Not going out to sea. That's real bad. Just moving a pier to the next pier.
You'll go to sea is curtains.
Now, to be fair, in that particular situation, I missed Ship's movement because of one of our friends was supposed to have my back.
Right. Nah.
Knucklehead friend now.
Well, I mean, Lewis is Lewis. You never have Lewis have your back, but nah.
Are you calling that a mistake on my part?
I mean, just say, but nah, that birth ship kind of triggers me because they was kind of trying to pretend like they was gonna make something of it with me, and I was like, man, get the fuck out of here, man. Y'all laugh and he. We called the number, said, y'all got my number, man. The number was in the yeoman's office, and y'all didn't. So nah, I'm not trying to hear that. That whatever, man.
So, simple question: have you been able to see the growth in me, and since then, and if so, how?
It's been kind of a 360 thing,
360. So I came back to the same spot.
Yeah.
I get to do a 180. Damn.
No, you did the two joints. Because obviously you matured a lot as a man, from a young man to a fully grown man. So you know, because you ain't girl crazy no more. You ain't chasing after them knuckleheads.
No,
And that's
hell no.
that ain't stressful. That was
Right.
stressful. You always been probably, I'm gonna guess around 05-ish, like real heavy into working out and getting after that. Because at first you was really just slim, cardio, basketball, and then he's like, yo, I'm gonna go ahead and kind of add these weights and kind of beef it up a little bit. And that was a good program.
Well, you actually rolling into my next question. So let me ask the question and let you continue. So I've claimed on this channel that I have well over 25 years of experience in terms of fitness and health. And as you eloquently stated, at one point I started putting a lot more focus into beefing up and actually gaining weight, not just being athletic, not just being on the basketball team, right? Like, because I was always athletic, but there was a point in time that I was doing some things, you know what I mean? And so would you say that it's accurate of me to say that I have a solid base of 25 years where I've helped people and myself, reach fitness goals and stuff like that?
Oh yeah, that's a fact. I mean, me and you talk about it all the time, just a little different things that we bounce off of each other. Because my little schedule is a little bit more complex, but just even being able to adjust and work out, just for maintenance during having a complex schedule like I do, and as we get older and the different things. So yeah, I agree that you definitely have the knowledge base and experience to comment on that.
Yeah, so like I think when you met me, I was in the low 200s.
Yeah, you
I was slim, yeah. Now I'm like 243.
It look like family back then.
Yeah, man. So I'm like 40 pounds heavier, man. And but now, like, I find that I'm the dude in the gym. I'm the one that everyone comes up to. Even other dudes that are big come up to me like, "Oh man, I see what you're doing," which is a huge compliment. So the reason why I brought this up is because recently I put out my book, From Skinny Kid to the Sensational Gent. And I just want everybody to know that it's not just a fitness book, it's a fitness motivation book. Because you brought up something, fam. You said that it was the fitness component, and it took me some time to figure it out, right? But it was the fitness component that always got me back from my darkest spots.
Facts.
So I'm just saying to you all, if you guys haven't checked out my book, there's the link down in the description below and down in the description of every video I've made recently, that if you want to check out the new book, I promise you it will help you out. It will get you on track. If you want to gain weight, it'll help you do that. If you want to lose weight, it'll help you do that. And it'll help you also get into the mindset of being disciplined, which is the biggest thing you need if you're trying to do anything in life, right? But anyway, let's shift gears to that. What do you think is the biggest issue regarding dating and relationships today?
Biggest. There's a lot of issues.
There's a lot of issues. All right, let me simplify it. For men, what do you think is the biggest issue with men today with dating and relationships, given everything that you've seen?
I think influence by I don't want to get too deep into, whatever, but there are entities who want there to be disharmony between boys and girls. And it goes back to CIA agent Gloria Steinem with the Boys Against Girls back around 1970 or 71 with the fake feminism.
With the magazine articles and such.
Right. So
I actually, sorry, real quick, I'm gonna cut you off real quick, but I just talked about that last week right? The ending of last week's live stream was me discussing how this is an agenda to have us angry at each other. I do not hate women. I just bring up behaviors that young men need to pay attention to so they're not such a knucklehead like I was when I was girl crazy when I was younger.
Yeah, no, before 1970, 71, since we're going down this rabbit hole or this wormhole, around the globe, there was protests against America and the American CIA, and boys and girls were united, and that was globally. Okay. For you little kids that like to look stuff and Google stuff. And then 70, 71, Agent Steinem comes out, and it became boys against girls, and they focused in on each other instead of the common enemy that they had. And in particular, it was against the form of American predatory capitalism, where we go into people's countries and kill them and all of that stuff and take their resources. And there was global protests, like everywhere, from like Chile to Japan, just all over, and all over in Eastern and Western Europe. So once you had girls against boys, all of that dissolved, and you did not go for the target, right? Instead, you went for each other. And so,
so what would you say the issue is for young women today? The biggest issue that is affecting them in dating relationships in terms of, because they claim to be happy, but they're on more antidepressants. They're drinking more. They're having worse. Like the average woman is having a worse outcome. I'm not saying some women aren't doing better, because they are, but I'm saying as a whole, as a collective.
Right. Well, it's hard to say a single thing, but
sum it up.
Right. I think that my opinion, they don't feel like they have a voice, and they don't even know what their voice is.
Ooh.
So when you don't feel like you have a voice and you don't know what your voice is, the only thing you can do is be a puppet. And then someone tells you what to say and what to do. And it's more than likely catastrophic for you.
Mm-hmm. So do you think that men today should still pursue marriage?
I think that society as a whole, there was a guy who was on that douchebag, I forget his name, but he had Vice TV, and he went to senior homes in Florida. Said these guys were like they were in high school, but they were seniors, 70s, 80s, and all of that. And so from that, we deduced America's high school nation. Most of the stuff you see on TV, from the road rage or TV or internet, road rage to whatever it is due to immaturity, underdevelopment. So before you get into a relationship, you need to develop yourself. So do I think that they should not pursue marriage? No, I don't think that they should avoid marriage. But as many guys have said on the so-called red pill sites, find out who you are and develop yourself. And on your journey, you will meet the right person. But first things first, take care of yourself.
So a number of the gents here on this channel are anti-marriage. I am personally against marriage as it is currently constituted. I make no qualms about that here. However, I am anyone that comes into my comments, if you read the comments of anybody who says that they're married or in a long-term committed relationship, you will see me congratulate them on every one of the posts that they put on my channel, because we're seeing what's happening with society without stable relationships.
Right.
We are seeing the destabilization of this society right before our eyes.
Yeah, but to cut you off.
Yeah, please.
When you get into relationships, there was this one white boy. He was a prisoner, and they must have thought he was black by accident because he became a Muslim. So he went to prison for he was falsely accused of murdering a cop, right? And
Okay.
so when he was in prison, now he was different, and he was unusually wise. You know, I ain't gonna get into all of that, but so he met this woman because he was different. He was reading because you know in prison, uh, especially the Muslims, they read a lot. You know,
Right.
and you know, disciplined and all of that. So the woman noticed that, you know, she fell in love, whatever you want to call it. And so, but then the nuts and bolts of it is she has to fight his case against the state of Ohio. That's a hard thing. And you know, them people don't like admitting they're wrong, even if they're wrong is 2 left feet. They don't like admitting it. So
Wrong is 2 left feet.
that soured that relationship. And so one of the things he said is that, and he was the first person that I heard say this, but he's not the last, is as you finding out who you are in life, or you don't even know, often, if you're lucky, you attract people that help you develop yourself into who you're going to be. So when you meet them, they are temporary, and that's a fact. They're not going to be with you forever. And so you'll have to make a tough decision. It's always easy for the politician to say, we had to make the tough decisions. We cut funding for your stuff. That ain't a tough decision for them. But in your life, you have to make that tough decision like, yo, I appreciate what this person did to help me get to this certain point. But right now, man, I'm talking about we like a Big Mac and a chicken coop or something like that. We ain't messing. This ain't we ain't getting it. And I want to go further in this direction. They want to go in that direction. So it's time for us to say, okay, look, we gave it a shot. You know, I appreciate what you did, but I need to go in this direction. And you said, nah, you're not interested in that. And so then you got to move on and then get to the next person who will help you develop yourself. Ideally, your parents would do this. That's their job.
Okay.
But in this nation, we don't have that. So,
well, hold up. I'm sorry to cut you off, but you just talked about people being in your life for a season or a reason or a reason.
Mm-hmm.
But what about today? We're seeing that divorce is at roughly around 50%, 60% if you're a military person. And then women are filing divorce at a 70% clip. 90% they file for divorce if they're college educated. So are women, is it based on what you said, then you're saying that that's okay, that these numbers are the way it is. You have a bunch of whip.
No, because nothing, right? We're talking in generalizations. Because I can fire back at you. I first saw this when I'm from the hood. It is what it is. But I went to Catholic schools. So the first thing I noticed in the 80s, right, when crack cocaine, thanks to the CIA and Ronald the Devil and George Bush Sr. came in, so you had these knuckleheads, right, and they out selling dope, and they was busters, like the girl who was the CIA agent that got to that Rick Ross, the affiliate, right. So anyways, so they out doing goofy shit, and these girls who come from sheltered backgrounds, they attract, oh, that's so exciting. And it's like, bitch, you hella square. I'm talking about the L+7. You know what I mean? L times 7. So you have and you hear a female, oh, I'm bored and blah, blah, blah. Well, that's not the dude's fault. And that's not her growing. That's her goofy as fuck and immature and hard-headed. So those are the people talking about, and then they get out, oh, I want to go do this, and I want to explore my sexuality. It's like, bitch, shut your stupid ass up. Ain't nobody interested in you like that. You know what I'm talking about you bored. You bored with yourself because you hella boring.
Ooh.
You come from the suburbs. You know what I'm saying? You ain't never been in a fist fight in your life. So you watch TV for entertainment or whatever. So you the problem. So you look in the mirror. That's the problem. Yeah. So if you got with a boring ass dude, that's your equal. Ain't no dashing Tom Cruise with his hair blowing in the wind, a Fabio. Ain't none of them dudes interested in you like that. Because you hella boring.
Yeah.
So if they come in and they pork you because you got your legs open, Well, okay, it is what it is. But they're not trying to settle down with you. Like Chris Rock said, they'll bang your wife harder than you will, and then bring her right. It just belongs to you.
And drop it right back off.
I mean,
so you brought up something that's not a question on my sheet, but this has been a question that's been asked out there. But do you think that women are generally, right? We're talking generalities. Do you think women are generally boring?
girls from the suburbs, absolutely. But for men have been saying this and have not, it hasn't been broadcast that, the craziest bras have the best sex. So there's plenty of crazy ass women out there that key your car. You see in the comments on social media, burned it down. So there are plenty of crazy, out there, bitches out there. But, especially in my generation going back, there used to be shame. Oh, little girls don't race cars. And so they would, shame them and they put them in these boxes. And those little girls be going crazy. They, walking around in a boring ass neighborhood. You've been out there when I was living, around them folks. Yeah. And the streets was clean. You could eat off them. There wasn't no kids outside playing. Nobody was doing nothing. And so, yes, that's a boring life. And those folks haven't been exposed. They ain't had to get out and catch the bus or go out and do anything. Most of them they had to worry about is the creepy uncle trying to get at them. So, or dad or brother, So, as far as those girls, your average girl, to answer your question, hell yeah, they hella boring.
All right, my next question is, and I've heard the way you've already talked to me, expressed the way you feel about this, but I thought that this next question is probably one important for guys out there. Obviously, you've heard about the emerging, I don't want to call it a trend, but the emerging consciousness toward men becoming either going their own way or the growing popularity of the so-called passport brother. Okay? How do you feel about this phenomenon? And like I said, I know what you said in the past, but what do you think about that? What about, let's not talk in generalities on this. What if there's a man who genuinely just wants to find a good wife? Are you opposed to men looking for more traditional women in these other countries?
Now, Mellow the Brides ain't nothing new. But see, the counterbalance to that, these women in these other countries ain't stupid like bitter ass bras. We say, oh, they're stupid. No, them bitches actually physically and psychologically, they will take your life. They me and you've been a few places like, yeah, no, they get out. So anyways, point. So you got to have your stuff together. I'll bring up Umbarger as an example.
Oh, Umbarger, yeah. Umbarger, hold on, y'all. If y'all don't know who this dude he works with, Umberger or Umbarger, I can't remember what his real name is, the way you be saying it all these years.
That's what Big Rhodes would say is Umbarger.
Oh, Umbarger. All right, well, Umbarger was probably dude with the Ted Bundy glasses on level, kind of portly dude, nerdy looking, not very, just Umbarger. Yeah, that's the best way to put it.
Yeah, but Umbarger.
No, go ahead and tell this Umbarger story.
No,
they need to hear this shit.
No, Umbarger was a G. First of all, Umbarger was way older than me. Like he was like
Umbarger was there when Jesus turned on the light next to God.
No, I'm saying that Umbarger was on fast boats on the 626 class. Was that Mendel Rivers? I think he's on that.
Oh,
so that's when he first went to Thailand. And so that's the 80s, not the 90s.
God damn.
And so Umbarger was sharp because he met a chick there and he did what you've heard me say many times, is he left her ass in her country. And then he used his money over the years to buy land over where she is. And so that elevated her and it gained favor with her family and her peoples in her country, because they're not going to let her mess up their gravy train. When you mess with women from overseas, their families, generally speaking, are pretty tight. And so you mess with her, you mess with the whole family. It ain't just her. And so with that being stated, when it was time for him to retire, he retired over there. And so a mistake that people make with these mail order brides and all of that is you want to bring her back here to the jungle. So you separate her, you isolate her from her family, and now she just got TV and the internet to make her crazy, and the mailman to blow her back out, and the people that blow her back out. You know what I'm saying? And then a bunch of lonely single 40-year-old heifers talking about, and we're going on a girls trip. And so she's like, yeah. And usually, you know, those women over there, they speak multiple languages and they are highly intelligent and they are sneaky because they're girls. So you sitting in the Underwiser working your daddy-end job, and she thought that you had money because you were staying at a decent hotel over there. She get over here and you staying in a trailer, in an apartment or something like that. No, she gonna let you have it. So when you're going over there, first and foremost, take care of your shit. Have your shit together and be psychologically and financially ready, just like the one folks that you used to mess with, to move over to where they are. Because you're a man.
Yeah.
You move over to where they are, and then you'll be all right. But if you try and bring him back here and you ain't got no mansion and all of that, you know, and if you do bring her over here, you got to bring her family with her. Otherwise, she gonna let you have it.
Okay. So you kind of answered this, but the question is when, and again, if it's just a simple answer, let it be a simple answer. But when should men start to think about traveling overseas to find a woman, given all that you said? At what point do you think, if he's gonna thinking about making that choice, when should he make that choice in his life?
After you got your shit together.
Okay.
You gotta have your shit together.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about the young men that are just going for fun?
So go have fun, go explore. I highly recommend all young men. Don't go over there just being a douchebag American tourist where you pissing on monuments and getting drunk and doing stupid shit. Actually go out, walk through the neighborhoods like that crazy white boy that's from South Africa. Don't do crazy shit like him, you know, but
crazy shit.
You know, go through the neighborhoods, get to know the people, ride the public transit, talk to their police and all of that, and see how they work. And you will learn a lot. And it will change a lot of the lies that the media tells you here. That's what that's about. And then while you at it, yeah, go over and have some fun. Learn some things, meet a bunch of Brits, because they like to go out and they party at all these places that our media say are terrible. You go say, oh, look at all these Brits, you know, and Swedes and Germans, you know. So go out there and meet people and learn new things, learn new cultures, learn some respect, because they're going to make sure you respect their culture. You know, so yeah, I highly recommend, and use that as motivation. I met this young man 2 weeks ago. I was in a furniture store, and I was just obviously going in to look at furniture. And me and him started talking. He's like, man, I like you, OG. And we started talking, and, you know, this subject came up about girls and all. They said, I don't mess with American girls. No, Lord. I work in a furniture store. He said, I'm stacking my money, keeping my peace, and then, you know, I go overseas. So that's what he does. And I respect that.
So this kind of goes into my next question. For the men who can't travel, right? For the men who can't escape the matrix, what should these men be doing to help themselves in the dating market? Or should they not be worried about it?
Why can't you escape the matrix? That's the beauty of being a man, especially if you don't have no children. The only thing that's holding you back is fear, your own self. If your people's like your mama, oh my mama, if your mama is one of them females, say, hey, mom, I love you, but I can't rock with you. You know what I'm saying? I'll see you, send you Mother's Day cards and all that stuff. But right now, your whole program, let me use some of y'all girl language. It's toxic. So you fall back. But as a man, you can travel and make your own way. And you need that. You need that excitement. Like, hey, man, if I don't get it done tonight, I ain't gonna eat. And I don't some goofy shit like, hey, I'm gonna go snatch a purse. Nah, man. You go into a situation, you figure things out, you get to know people, you meet people, and then you find ways to be gainfully employed or to gainfully make money, however it is. You know what I'm saying? Long as it's legit and it's legal, and you ain't hurting nobody. And so that's part of. There was a young brother who he said that he was gonna off himself and sold all of his stuff, which wasn't much. These are his words. And he got on a plane. He left this country, and he ain't been back since. He said that saved his life. He went over with nothing.
Yeah.
He just had a few dollars, and as he goes from country to country, then he finds ways to be employed to get money, and so he can support himself. And he had a little Insta whatever some years ago, but he said that saved his life to get away from this mad.
Yeah. No, that's legit, man. I'm gonna go through a couple of these comments and we can answer a couple of them and we'll get up out of here.
Bombs, dude, straight facts.
That's Preston dropping down. Let me see. I'm gonna make sure that the comments make sense for us to answer. So Rando, shout out to Rando Ganja. He said first class ticket to hell in a gasoline thong. He must be talking about one of those last chicks that we was talking about. The ones with who didn't believe in God or who supposedly believed in God. So shout out to Speak Spanish Now. If you want to learn how to speak Spanish, this brother here is going to teach you all the practical and easy way to learn Spanish.
Okay.
There's a channel you want to check out for that. Brother has excellent lessons. He's been doing this for a very long time, speaks fluent Spanish, and he makes it simple for you to learn. Go subscribe to Speak Spanish Now. That's my brother. I talk to him all the time. We talk this YouTube thing all the time. Please go support him. All
And
right?
that's another thing. You can always get a job as an English translator, English teacher when you're overseas.
Yeah. Shout out to Tiny 2.0. He said they bashed themselves. Talk about them, the women. The women.
Right.
Preston must be talking about in this next comment. Damn the devil. Damn the devil. oh man. Randall said, where do people meet midgets at? I've only seen one in my life. Hey, fam, you may not know, or I don't know if you remember this. I've been in the shipyard a number of times now, right? I think I've been in some type of shipyard in like 3 of my boats. The 3 boats I've been on, I've been in some type of shipyard availability with them, right?
Right.
I always see at least one little person working there.
Yeah, that's a fact. Yeah.
They're always working in one of them shops.
Yeah.
They probably throw them in the outboard and say, hey, get the wires back there we can't reach.
Right.
I'll get to the new comments here in a second. Let me just go back. Let me see who else we got. King says those jealous mothers don't miss anything online. Must be talking about the women that come online bashing everything.
Right.
I'm going up through the comments, so I'm probably missing some context. That's why I'm trying to be careful which ones I select. I think Rando was talking about the woman that talked about the God promoting her OnlyFans. She really sat there and said that.
Right.
King says chick making up her own rules as he's asking the questions. Yeah,
that was definitely the OnlyFans girl there.
Yeah, they moving the goalposts, man. It's crazy. And then Rando was like, it's fucking red alert on this one, man. Where we at? King says, crazy that women think that their cut is so valuable that they can monkey branch from guy to guy their whole life. The wall appears when they least expect it. What do you think about this discussion of the wall? Are women being naive to it?
No. I mean, it just it's kind of like an immature kid where you say, hey, blah, 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 and they go, la, 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 because I noticed there is an exceptional number of single 40-something women And there's that wall right in front of them. Then, and then we're going on girls' trips and we're doing this. It's like, you ain't 20.
Right.
You about to go. You about to be like Climax. What was the band? Climax. The men are pause when you walk up in the room. Yeah, that's right there for you.
Oh man, that's crazy. Shout out to Hands Flight Kickbox. Shout out to you, bro. He said, "What's up, bro? What's going on with you? Thank you for being here this evening." He said, "Hell gonna be filled with these females." Shake my head. I think I want to go to heaven.
I mean,
heathens recognize devils, not angels. Well, and then Still Saint says, by definition, you are a backslider, TSG. Heathens do not recognize God. Thank you for that.
Okay.
What he said? Love should have brought your ass home last night. Yo, that's a classic line right there, bro.
All right.
Shout out to Boomerang for that one.
I mean,
like Prince did in Purple Rain, disappear. Talk about must be when you creep out on him, but that's what you was talking about earlier.
I mean,
about dipping out. She's so effing smug about it. Oh no, you giving me my ring back, even if I chop it off? Oh
serious?
no, yeah, that's crazy. It's broke to keep the ring. Yeah, these women are always talking about how men are broke and this, that, and the third.
That's a fact.
But when it comes about them, getting free meals and all this stuff, what self-respecting person that's independent and got their own shit want to accept some shit from another person?
But it's not just that though. With the ring, is she has something that in her twisted little head will be a possible tool to bring him back to her. She's like, oh, I still love you, and let me call and see how he's doing. It's like, oh, I'll give you the ring back. You'd be like, well, what you doing? So that's how they think, and I use the term.
I totally, like, I knew what you just said, but I literally didn't put that together while watching it.
Yeah, no, that's because she's confused, and I think I want to smell his balls instead of yours. And he's like,
Oh, Still Saints says she for the streets. I'd sue her for it back. No cooperation. She can taste this litigation. You know what? I actually seen that, man, where a dude took a little chick to one of those little small claims court TV shows.
Yeah.
And they made her give it back. And when she was like, I don't have it no more, then they made her pay up to that small claim, the max limit for the small claim.
Right.
Because they got her to prove that she knew she had kept it. She had no intention of marrying the dude. That's an open and shut case right there.
Yeah, it's $2,500 there, whatever small claims is.
Whatever that shit is, yeah. Preston says nothing hurts more than the truth to these women being pretty delusional. The absolute nerves of these people. Must be talking about one of the other videos. King says a woman talking reckless as she do has to have bad pH. No wonder dude didn't want none. Talk about the chick that slapped the dude when bombed upside my man's head, bro.
Right.
Oh, let's see. I'll make sure. I'm gonna go up a little bit and see. All right, we're a little far past on that old conversation. I'm gonna see what's new there. Okay. Preston said you're basically screwed. You played yourself. I don't know what that context was. Pimping, no one likes a douche canoe that's head tripping. So you always got the little limericks, man. I'm surprised I can read through them after this. So, man, I appreciate having you on the channel today, my brother. We've been talking about this for a long time coming, and I had great fun. Can't wait to get to work and chop this thing up and you're going to see what I do. You're going to see my magic of editing to make this thing even more crazy. You know what I mean? So, what do you have to say for the gents out there, right? I'm always talking to the gents, just showing them the behaviors, letting them know that we have to continuously work on ourselves and be the best version of ourselves so we can live our best life.
Yeah, first of all, it was great being on here. Should have did it earlier, but we here now. For the brothers, you know, just from the comments, it seemed like everybody's on track. Just don't ever get distracted. Distractions can kill you. So never be distracted. Stay on your route. Like when one folks said, forget his name, but he said, if in doubt, I do without so I can stay on my route.
Damn, I like that one. Simple. You know, my favorite statement is, this shit is chestnut checkers. That's one.
Facts.
Right? This shit is chestnut checkers.
Need to remember that rapper's name so I give him credit for it because he's from the Brand Nubians. Shit. Not Lord Jamal. Not Sadat X. Grand Poobah. Grand Poobah. The rapper.
Okay.
So anyway, yeah. So
that was legit. That was legit.
Yeah.
So, all right, gents. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you to my guest today, my big bro over here, big fam. And until next time, live your best life.